Have you ever wanted to find a book that taught you how to study and learn more effectively at the same time? Well, Make It Stick is the perfect book for you. What is up, YouTube? My name is Aiden Helfont. I am an upcoming freshman Cornell University student who makes videos on life advice as well as learning and fitness. Today we're going to be going over Make It Stick by Peter C. Brown. Make It Stick was made by a team of cognitive scientists, and it delves deep into how our brain learns and connects information for all aspects of life. It also talks a ton about other things related to the brain as well, which are super interesting. It is insane to me that nobody teaches us how to learn in school. We go through textbook after textbook, class after class, and yet are never taught how to take this information and retain it effectively. This leads to many students adopting study/learning techniques that are less than optimal. Unfortunately, 80% of students study by passively rereading their textbook and notes over and over again. This is quite possibly the worst way to study for a test. So how do we learn more effectively? Can we increase our IQ past our genetic set point? Keep listening, and I promise you will find these answers. Before we go into specific techniques for learning outlined by the book, it is crucial to distinguish between a growth and a fixed mindset. A growth mindset means you genuinely believe you can influence your IQ if you put in enough effort to learn new things over time. However, a fixed mindset leads you to believe that your genetic predisposition largely determines your IQ throughout your life. There is a massive difference. Carol Dweck highlighted this difference in her study on a fixed/growth mindset on 7th grade high school students. She ran a workshop for low-performing 7th graders, teaching them about the brain and effective study techniques. Half the group received a presentation on memory, but the other half was given an explanation of how the brain changes as a result of effortful learning. That when you try hard and learn something new, the brain forms new connections, and these new connections over time make you smarter. She taught this group that IQ is genetically determined from birth, but could be massively influenced. So as the school year unfolded, those students adopted what Dweck calls a growth mindset, believing that their intelligence was mainly within their control. They went on to become much more aggressive learners and higher achievers than students from the first group, who continued to hold the conventional view, what Dweck calls a fixed mindset. This study shows the massive influence mindset has on our learning goals. One of my favorite quotes is, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." If you want to become a lifelong learner, you need to adopt a growth mindset. Our genetics generally predetermine our IQs from birth. However, this does not mean you should accept your fate. One of the best ways to learn more for the future and increase your intelligence in the long run is through reading. But how do you know if a book is going to be good before you read it? Before we keep going, I would like to introduce one of my favorite websites for reading and learning in general. Blinkist is by far my favorite book summary website that I have come across in the past year. I've used it to read book summaries on Getting Things Done, The E-Myth, and a ton of other books that have changed my life. All you have to do is check if they have a book in their library by searching it up. If they do, you can start reading it in text or even in Audible format right away by adding it to your library. They organize the books in blinks with a central idea at the top and supporting evidence below. Once you finish reading the summary, you can rate the author of the blink and make it more likely that they will make a book summary in the future. Using Blinkist, I can make sure that I only read books worth my time. You can get 20% off by using my affiliate link in the description. If you prefer, you can start with a 7-day free trial and use the offer afterward. I receive a commission from this link and would really appreciate the support as it helps the channel immensely. Let's get back into the video. So if we want to become lifelong learners, we have to adopt a growth mindset. But how do we study/learn more effectively in the first place? The first thing we need to realize is that difficulty is good for learning. Highlighting and rereading notes is perhaps the easiest study technique possible. That's why it's so bad for studying. The harder it is to learn something, the more likely it will stick in our minds for the long run. So ditch highlighting and reading text for learning. Another thing we should do is implement spaced repetition into our learning habits. Spaced repetition works by repeatedly exposing ourselves to content over an extended period of time. Studies show that we drastically increase the retention of that information in the long run by doing this. This is precisely why studying techniques like flashcards work so well. Every time you answer a flashcard, it asks you how well you knew the information and decides when to show it again based on the answer. Spaced repetition makes studying for the long term way better. Mass cramming, like most students do, only works for tests in the short term. The 1978 study on mass cramming highlights this idea perfectly. Researchers conducted a study to determine if mass cramming leads to higher scores than practicing more spaced out retrieval. They found that mass cramming led to higher scores on an immediate test, but faster forgetting afterwards. In a second test 2 days after the initial one, the crammers had forgotten 50% of what they had been able to recall on the initial test, while those who had spent the same period practicing retrieval had forgotten only 13% of the information recalled initially. Make It Stick also comes to the groundbreaking conclusion that everybody should test themselves more when studying. Most people hate the idea of testing because its connotations with final exams and midterms, but it doesn't have to be that way. Testing can also be an incredibly effective learning strategy. One of the best ways to implement this into your learning process is use the Cornell note-taking system. The Cornell note-taking system works by taking notes on the most important points of a lecture or piece of information. You then turn these notes into questions that you can use to quiz yourself on your retention during your study sessions. Finally, Make It Stick also highlights how essential interleaving subjects together is in your studying practices. You see, when you learn something in a very condensed manner, it gives you the illusion of mastery. This is because you know most of the concepts and material as it's still fresh in your mind. The problem comes when we try to apply the information we have learned to different mediums. For example, how do we know how Chapter 8 relates to Chapter 3 if we never learn them together? How do we connect information between chapters if teachers spread them apart? The problem is that many college courses teach without interleaving in mind. Instead, everything goes chapter by chapter with 1 or 2 massive tests in between the semester. This means you barely ever get to connect the ideas from one chapter with another. An easy way to fix this is by testing yourself while studying with questions that relate topics together. This is why practice tests are so good for studying. When you take a practice test, it forces you to connect units as you try and use all of your knowledge from the course to answer questions. When the real exam actually comes and you have to use your understanding of the chapters as a whole, you will be able to do so with much more ease and efficiency. There is so much more to go over and Make It Stick, but I believe these were the most actionable tips as they relate to college. To summarize, the book shows that passively rereading and highlighting notes is not an effective study strategy. If you want to change our outlook on learning, we have to adopt a growth and learning mindset. Once we do this, we should realize that difficulty is actually good for learning. Spaced repetition lets us remember things for the long term. Testing yourself is a great way to study more effectively, and interleaving subjects together will allow us to connect ideas on an actual exam. I hope that these concepts and actionable ideas will be as helpful to you as they were for me. I want to use these strategies to dominate my classes at Cornell and think you can do the same in your own college or learning endeavors. Learning is a lifelong process, and these tips work just as well outside of college as they do inside. All right, guys and gals, that is gonna wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my other content on the channel, as well as my blogging website, which hosts a plethora of other things as well. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. As always, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.